economic crisis. Poverty in Spain had reached an all-time high, and the landless peasants of the countryside felt it the most.
The landless poor were impatient to take over the fields that the Republic hesitated to give them.
A huge amount of unemployed people were all looking for a solution to their problems. Since they thought that the government wasn't doing enough to help them, they took matters into their own hands. This is an important cause because without any unemployment, there wouldn't have been any reason to start a fight.
Republican propaganda about land reform raised a lot of interest and immediate support. They felt very frustrated when reform didn't take place.
The government in Madrid struggled to maintain the country's stability, under the pressures of uncompromising delegates.
When the government came into power, there were a lot of problems to be sorted out, such as how to lower unemployment rates. There was lots of political infighting as they had different opinions on what to do. This made them vulnerable to attack, and is quite important to the starting of the war.
A powerful and deeply conservative church, hostile to change. An army accustomed to having the last word in politics. A possessing class determined to defend its privileges.
Nationalized large estates and set them up as communes. Naturally, landlords were infuriated by these changes.
The government made a lot of changes. It nationalized large plots of land and took away most of the army's and church's power. These changes made the church, army, and landlords very unhappy, causing them to support the fascist side and the army to hold a coup and start the war.
Large workers' unions like the CNT were often influenced by anarchist and Marxist ideology.
Communist and anarchist ideology heavily influenced workers. They wanted communism in Spain, so they tried to destabilize the government. Other, richer people were in favor of fascists. This led to a split between fascist and communist supporters in Spain.
I'm holding on your rope, got me 10 feet off the ground. I'm hearing what you say, but I just can't make a sound. You tell me that you need me, then you go and cut me down. But wait, you tell me that you're sorry, didn't think I'd turn around and say that it's too late to apologize.
The Spanish Civil War, overall, is not a typical war. But it is quite typical war of revolution in the 1900s. Still, it is special from most of the others in its time. What makes it so special is that 1. It had an anarchist party in it, which most wars don't have because they can't organize themselves. And 2. That people all around the world joined the war to fight for their ideological beliefs. They mostly joined on the Republican side. Authors also came, leading to lots of books and poems about the war, which most wars don't have. Other wars around the world at that time were very similar to it, most being communist versus anti-communist. One example of a similar war is the Vietnam War, in which one side fought with the communists and the other side fought with the anti-communists and other countries. It was also a mix of guerrilla and conventionally fought war. The Chinese Civil War is another example, and had nationalists on one side and communists with Russians on the other. Unemployment and a bad government were also causes of this war. Unlike the Spanish Civil War, both the communists won in both of these wars.